Hello everyone, welcome to It's Tomorrow News. I am Hena Talati. Nicole to strike Florida in United States as a hurricane with fierce winds and rain. Nicole is forecast to make landfall in Florida in the United States as a hurricane, but its impacts including prolonged coastal flooding, beach erosion, strong winds, high surf, rip currents and heavy rain will encompass a much larger area of the southeast United States. Nicole is gaining strength and centered a few hundred miles east of Bahamas and is tracking westward. Nicole has a large wind field, which means impacts will be felt across the broad parts of the southeast coast far away from where its center tracks. Winds are already frequently gusting over 30 miles per hour in Florida, particularly near the Atlantic beaches and occasionally along parts of the Georgia coast. A hurricane warning has been issued for the areas near the Florida's Atlantic coast from Boca Raton to Flagler, Volusia County line and remains in effect for the northwest Bahamas, including Grand Bahama Island. This means hurricane conditions are expected in these areas. Tropical storm warnings are in effect south of Boca Raton to Hollandale Beach, Florida, north of the Space Coast to Glynn County, Georgia, and extend inland in eastern Florida to include Orlando metro area, where tropical storm conditions are expected. Tropical storm warnings are also in effect for Andros, New Providence, and Eleuthera Islands in the Bahamas. In addition to the tropical storm warning, a hurricane watch remains in effect for the eastern Florida, north of the Space Coast to Ponte Vedra Beach and south of Boca Raton to Hollandale Beach, including Lake Okeechobee. This means hurricane conditions are possible in these areas. Tropical storm watches extend along the parts of the Florida's Gulf Coast from Bonita Beach to the mouth of the Ocklawahatchee River, extend inland to include Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Fort Myers, and also extend north to Glynn County, Georgia, to Charleston County, South Carolina. This means tropical storm conditions are possible in these areas too. A storm surge warning is also in effect from the North Palm Beach, Florida to Glynn County, Georgia, as well as stretch of the St. Johns rivers in the northeast Florida from the Georgetown to where it empties into the Atlantic Ocean north of Jacksonville Beach. This means a dangerous, life-threatening surge of water along the coast is expected in these areas. A storm surge watch extends north of Glynn County, Georgia to Charleston County, South Carolina, south of North Palm Beach to Hollandale Beach, and also along a part of Florida's Gulf Coast from the Ancotell River to north to Indian Pass. This means inundation from the storm surge is possible in these areas. Nicole will continue to general westward track towards the Bahamas and Florida. Nicole is expected to become a Category 1 hurricane near the northwest Bahamas Wednesday, then maintain that intensity up to the landfall along the Florida's Atlantic coast sometime late Wednesday night or early Thursday morning. However, impacts will arrive well before it happens. Nicole will then curl north near or over Florida before getting picked up by the cold front that turns the storm northwards over the southeast states on Friday. The remnant energy and the moisture from the Nicole will steam up with the cold front to wring out heavy rain up the east coast into the Saturday. Below is the breakdown of what to expect from Nicole. Keep in mind that the Nicole's large size means its impacts will spread far from its center, arriving sooner than and lasting longer than the passage of its center. That's all for now. For more news updates, stay tuned with us. It's Tomorrow News. For more global weather updates like this, subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for regular updates.